And what's happening, guys? Welcome along to another episode of 420 News. And it is Monday, guys, start of the week, but after an epic weekend. The weekend was a bit of a blur. Everything just happened so fast there on Saturday. And then yesterday, it was just Jesus, unfolding it all in my head as to what went on while kind of out with the family and things. So, yeah, just pulling myself back together there now. Today, I was looking through some of the footage. I only just got access to the footage there a few minutes ago, but there's some nice footage there. All right, if anybody else has got videos out there or images that you can send and share with me, do get them on into me. My own camera went dead there on the day, and I missed the guys from the Rasputin Boots perform their legalized weed in Cork City. The video was set up there right in front of them. I recorded the song just before it, about their tobacco for their joint. But the battery was after going dead afterwards for the other the other songs that they performed. But an epic old day. And I suppose just to remind people, if you want to enjoy another day pretty much like that, get on down to Kerry in 2 weeks' time for the Kerry Cannabis Club's Cannabis Picnic for cannabis reform in Ireland. So it's a picnic in the park event again, very much like in Cork City. And this is for cannabis reform in Ireland. And it's for the patients as well out there affected by the prohibition of cannabis. So that's the 21st of August, guys, at 2 o'clock below in Killarney at the National Park. Ooh, keeping hydrated there. Just had a lovely old feast before coming on live, so if I can, satisfied belly there knowing me. Hopefully I don't fall asleep into a food coma halfway through the show. Gonna pack up a bowl, guys, as I was a little late getting started there, and apologies for that. And I don't know if you noticed in the description there as well, where we were a little sparse on the news today, but that's not too bad. I actually have to run at about 5 o'clock. I have a college lecture. Normally don't have lectures on Mondays at that time, but unfortunately this evening we're having a meeting, a briefing, because of the final project that we're just after receiving. So today's show will be just a little bit shorter, guys. To some of your delight, maybe to others, not so much. But nonetheless, we'll get through the festivities. We'll pack up an old bowl of freedom here. We'll spark it up with the torch of freedom, and we'll engage in a little bit of civil disobedience. Yes, we will. So blaze on up. And this bowl again today is courtesy of me buddy thank you Shannon. So that's King Crop 420, guys, over on Snapchat. I must get his updated Snapchat addy up there, since he's cool with me sharing it, but it's King Crop 420. Give that dude an ad over in Snapchat. If you're in Cork City, that is. He was kind enough to hook us up with some nice flour there for today's show again. So much appreciated there, guys. If you're in Cork, that's King Crop 420. Give the dude an ad, enabling today's civil disobedience protest. Legend. Also, I'd like to say thank you there to Free Spirit and Miss Stowes. Nice one there, guys, for the support of today's show. Free Spirit sending in £2 there by Super Chat. Much appreciated, Free Spirit. Miss Stowes also sending in 420 there over on the Streamlabs link in the description as well. So Miss Stowes saying, what a weekend. Shout out to all involved. You know who you are out there, guys. And I think I couldn't go any further without thanking the guys at the Tidy Buds for helping out at the Cork Cannabis Picnic at the weekend. Guys, you're a bunch of legends, seriously. Hanging around until afterwards. Everybody had gone away. We were still there. I came back, and I suppose a funny story in that one, really. I had just left to drop. Was it yourself, Daily Talker? I think it was yourself, Daily Talker. I dropped down to the train station. And while I got back to the park, there was a big paddy wagon thing outside, and I was like, oh no, here we go. So I parked up the car, went on inside, and there was two cops just standing there, you know, doing nothing really. They were down actually hassling some teenagers who'd been drinking around the corner. But I went into the guys, and the guys were like, yeah, the cops came in, seen us cleaning up, seen us making joints, seen us smoking joints, smelt us smoking joints. And they were cool. They were just like, oh yeah, what's up, guys? Oh, you're cleaning up. Fair play to you, lads. You know. So they left us in peace. So that was the guys at the Tidy Buds. You know who you are out there, guys. You legends. But yeah, the guards not once but twice on that day came down and witnessed the civil disobedience that was taking place, and they did not go and enforce the law as they normally would. So again, you know, the power of protest, it says it all, and it's up to us now how we go forward after these successful events. I hope more people get inspired, like the guys down in Kerry with their own picnic in the park, and we see more gatherings, protests like this, whether they be outdoors or hopefully, you know, as the weather gets worse going into the winter, we'll be able to bring these protests indoors. But we need to continue this campaign right up until next year, because we have the Citizens' Assembly next year. And also, I suppose, more importantly, earlier in this year, or later in this year, we have Gino Kenny's bill. So two very important reasons we need to be keeping the pressure up now in order to get this change that we're looking for, that is cannabis prohibition to be gone from our society, and us to be free to grow this plant and to go and buy parts of the plant as well, and products made from the plant within society, rather than the current situation where if you want it, you have to go to the organised crime gang. But yeah, an epic day down there. It really was. I arrived down there just a little bit after 1 o'clock. We got set up. Just as I arrived, some of the guys at the Tidy Buds arrived on site as well. The guys had brought down two decent old gazebos, and we popped those up on site. I think I have a few photos there that I can throw up on screen. I should have had these prepared, but look, I was rushing around there before the start of the show. But the guys brought with them some kick-ass gazebos. We popped those up on site down there, and we kind of gathered from there. We weren't there maybe... I suppose once I arrived on site, I rang the guard station again. That's important to state that I did ring them not once but twice that day. I rang them earlier in the morning to say, hey, we'll be holding an event down, or a protest down below in Cork City by the Mardyke Walk, and I gave them my name and number. Done the same once I arrived on site there at the protest, and the guard took my name and number, said, yeah, no problem, if there's any issues we'll have somebody get in touch with you. And nobody actually got in touch with me afterwards. Alright, here I am, and at the photos there, but what will I pop up for you? Here's the boys erecting the gazebo thingy. Way too big for the screen at the moment. We'll get it to fit the screen, but yeah, go on, the boys. So there's the boys, you know, you're out there popping up the gazebo. And much appreciated for your help there, guys, on the day. You know, great old day. But the boys got two gazebos there, so we gathered underneath there, and about maybe about half two, two Gardaí arrived on site. Two nice Gardaí, I suppose. One of them was a superintendent, an older gentleman, and the other then was just a normal guard, I suppose, out there just supporting his buddy. But they were being very nice to us. They were very accommodating. They knew who I was. At least he didn't know what I looked like. He just asked me, he goes, oh, so are you the guy who's once I told him my name, Martin Condon, he was like, oh, so you the guy who's planting the plants around the city? And I was just kind of like, yeah, guilty as charged, that's me. And he was like, all right, you know, you can get in trouble for that and whatnot. And I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm fully well aware of the danger I'm exposing myself to by engaging in this campaign of civil disobedience. But I'm just going to pop up on screen there now, hopefully. There you go. There's myself talking to these two guards. Sorry, getting a lot of feedback there. But yeah, there's myself talking to the two guards. Oh, that's rain outside. Jeez, that's lashing. Jeez, I was wondering what I could hear through my headphones, but it's actually rain just baiting off of the window. So apologies for that, guys, if you can hear that out there. But again, look, talking to these two guards, and they were really nice, again, as I say, just informing. Once they found out that I was the guy planting the cannabis plants, he was like, oh, you can get in trouble for that, you can be prosecuted. And I goes, yeah, I know. I goes, I'm engaging in this civil disobedience to try to highlight the suffering caused by prohibition. And I was talking about Alicia Maher, bringing up that case there with him, and also informing him that I've an honours degree in herbal science, and that I kind of have an understanding there as to what I'm talking about when it comes to cannabis use. And he was just kind of, well, the law is the law, and if sure, democracy works, doesn't it? Sure, didn't they sort it out for the patients? And then I had to educate him as to how the government had failed the patients not once but three times, by not giving them proper effective access to cannabis as a medicine, and hence us having to continue with this campaign of civil disobedience to try to get the change that's needed from the government. But again, the superintendent, he's like, oh, the law is the law. But then at the same time, there was a smell of cannabis all around us. There was a lovely cannabis plant not too far from us. I'll pop it up on screen there now. Yeah, there was the cannabis plant that we had with us. So again, that was all there on full display for the Gardaí to see. But they didn't do anything about it. These are some of the photos that were shared by the Patients for Safe Access Ireland. Shout out to Laurie out there. Nice one for coming down. But this is Pamela Barnes, then one of the speakers there on the day, and she made these placards, brought him along with her to highlight her son's case, Ryan, who suffers with chronic pain because of a tumour he had actually on his shoulder, not in his spine, as I incorrectly said in the past. But she has included the hashtags here: Ryan's right to choose, and hashtag medical cannabis. I'm just going to close this window because that rain is getting very noisy and it's annoying the hell out of me. There we go. That's a little bit better anyway. So, yes, again, Pamela came and spoke on the day, again, highlighting how her family are being put through financial hardship now because of how they're being treated because of her son's medicine. They have to fork out €1,080 every month for Ryan's prescription. This month, I believe they actually were short of what they needed, so they were short of fulfilling Ryan's full prescription, I believe. So that's an unfortunate position for patients to be being put through. We heard of the recent success of Vera Toomey, and the covering of her medicine for her daughter, but unfortunately, because of Ryan's condition, he's excluded from those who get refunded. So Pamela was down just highlighting this suffering caused by the prohibition of cannabis, and again the lack of access to cannabis that there is in Ireland. So thanks again to Pamela, and I should have some videos there of those talks up very soon. Also there on the day was Kenny Tynan. Kenny also gave a few words. I don't know if there's a photo of Kenny. I believe Kenny was actually taking these photos, so he probably didn't get a photo of himself. But there you go. You're seeing some of the mix of people there, like a great bunch of people. These are some of the Cannabis Activist Alliance as well. This is Andy. Andy is a street performer here in Cork. Met him while out on a civil disobedience protest, planting a cannabis plant. Gave me some words of encouragement while doing it, and then we were chatting a little bit afterwards. He was telling me, oh, I do a bit of music, have a few songs on legalisation. So I was like, why don't you come on down to our protest for cannabis legalisation and perform some of your songs? And he did, and it was a great day. This photo was taken there while myself and Pamela were up by the microphone as Pamela was talking. So yeah, great gathering there on the day. Patients for Safe Access, as I say, taking these photos, sharing them there. Had a great banner there highlighting the case of Alicia Maher, bring Alicia home. And 186 people in attendance, and a nice one to the Cork Cannabis Club over there on Twitter, who went around with the clicker on the day and counted everybody up. Much appreciated there for your help. So yeah, that's just some of the photos there on the day. The cannabis plant, actually, guys, that was one that was given as a prize afterwards. as we were doing the raffle. And I suppose as I'm telling this, we raised €655 for the Cork City Missing Persons Search and Recovery Group there on the day. And hype, if you're out there listening, I have a pack of seeds here for you. I got you the Northern Lights, a 3-pack of seeds there. They were gifted by the Cork Herbal Products. So you won those, hype, if you're out there listening. But again, as we were doing the draw, one of the winners of the raffle came up and was like, "Oh, these are the prizes." And he was like, can I take the plant? And I was like, yeah, of course, man, of course, take the plant. And he won the cannabis plant. It was a master wax cannabis plant. So that was genetics from the Cork, from Cork Herbal Products. He's stocking those seeds, but it was from Plant of Life. So look that one up if you're the winner of that plant, and if you want to know the background of what you got. It's Master Wax. It was about 2 months old, so if you have a tent and a light, get it straight in there under it and start feeding it those nutrients you won. Because not only did the winner win a cannabis plant, he also won a full range of nutrients to get the most out of it. So I hope that one really blossoms well for you, and you get a nice fruitful harvest off it. I've tasted that one in the past, the Master Wax, and it's a really nice one. So I hope it goes well for you. I hope you're able to accommodate for it. Seeing as you requested it, I'm hoping that you are able to take proper care of it afterwards. But best of luck. But I was delighted when the guy came up and he was just like, "Can I take the plant?" And I was like, "Of course you can take the plant, man. Yes." I didn't think anybody would actually be ballsy enough to kind of take it away, but the people are sick and tired, and they're wanting change, and not many of them are waiting around for the government to change the law for them. A lot of people are just committing to growing their own cannabis, finding a corner of the house, popping up a little 90 centimetre by 90 centimetre tent, and growing a decent little plant in there, getting maybe 4 or 5 ounces for your effort after 3 months of growing. That's a nice little turnaround, maybe 5 or 6 ounces there even. If you do really well, get a nice scrog going inside in that area, and you'd be very surprised what you can get off it. And I'm surprised that not more people are getting up in it. Although reports are from the grow shops, and I have to give a shout out to Deep Root Gardening who threw us 30 quid there as well. John Finnegan Pussbook screwing me up, man. Or it might be just your old internet provider. They're onto you, but they know. But yeah, Deep Root Gardening threw us 30 quid as a gift voucher there as well. And yeah, the word from the stores is businesses doing good. A lot of people are taking up the art of indoor gardening, thanks to this pandemic, I suppose, which has messed up the supply for a lot of people. So there's a lot of people out there right now growing their own cannabis, and because of that, I know myself that they live quite secluded lives. A lot of them don't invite people over to their houses when they're growing their own cannabis. They're very careful as to who to tell and all of this. So therefore, they're always carrying around this burden at the back of their minds that I have to protect this. That's not good for people's mental health. So I think ever more than ever that there is a need now to change this law to protect the mental health of so many people out there who are engaged in breaking the law secretly at home. Many of them probably watching this podcast right now and maybe afraid to hit the like button and subscribe and share it and all of that stuff. But I know lots of you aren't afraid to do that, evident by what I'm seeing here. Lots of likes and shares coming in throughout the show. But there still is the good few people out there who are afraid of being identified, being targeted because, hey, I'm growing a cannabis plant at home and, I have a decent job in Apple or Pfizer or somewhere like that, and I'm just too afraid to jeopardize it, to risk it. So unfortunately, I can't like your show, Martin. I can't share like Teresa has there. Nice one, Teresa. I hope you're well. Unfortunately, Teresa, your name didn't get pulled out of the hat on the day. Apologies there. But better luck next time. Thanks for supporting and helping us raise €655 though for such an incredible charity, the Cork City Missing Persons Search and Rescue. And Hype, are you out there? Did I see Hype? I see Hype out there in the comments. All right, what's going on, Hype? Hype, you won the prize anyway. As I was saying, I got a 3-pack of Northern Lights here that the Cork Herbal Products gave us. So nice one again, Cork Herbal Products. I believe Ollie's Oil won the hand-carved cannabis leaf as well. So shout out to Ollie's Oil, and nice one, Ollie, for coming down and supporting us on the day, and to your girlfriend as well, Niamh. Much appreciated for your support, guys, and I hope you found a lovely place for that cannabis leaf in your home. So yeah, an incredible day, guys. Very successful. I was really happy with it. Anyway, I was, all of the people who came down really enjoyed it too. There was a great atmosphere, and I have to as well give a shout out to the lovely couple who got engaged on the day. Yes, we had Monsieur Fudge get down on one knee and propose to his lovely girlfriend, and I think she said yes. Anyway, it looked like she said yes. No, she definitely said yes. That was an incredible addition to the day. I'm just going to pop that video up for you guys. So the little 420, many of you have probably already seen it. The video has been viewed by I think it's after being viewed by, yeah, let's just say it here, by it's after reaching over 4,500 people anyway, the video of the 420. That's over on the Facebook as well, guys. So that's it here now on screen. So give me 1 second. Boom.
There's seeds for the...
Excellent. So this is us just getting prepared for the 420. So we threw this on like about a minute or two beforehand.
Minute warning, guys. 1 minute warning.
There's the 1 minute warning. So, 54. Boom. 1 minute. Almost there. Oh, it's about 4:20 now, is it? Just waiting for it. Lots of beautiful people there on the day. There's the happy couple. Monsieur Fudge and his missus. Monsieur's probably breaking it over there, very nervous because he knew what was coming up. Here we go.
Sparkle up, guys. It's 4:20.
Yay! Clouds been blown behind me already as well. Yes. So that was a lovely spliff of tropical poison.
For the end of cannabis prohibition in Ireland, for many reasons, whether it be for medical reasons, therapeutic reasons, or just for the ecological benefits of it, the environmental benefits of cannabis as a crop. So guys, it's 4:20 now, traditional time where we spark them on up. Civil disobedience here today, just highlighting the failure of prohibition. It's not prevented any of us access to cannabis here today, but what it has prevented access to is to the patients, to the researchers and to the professionals, to a legitimate industry, and it's only benefited the criminals. So it's high time we change the law.
Yes.
So legalise cannabis!
So you just skip on up a little bit more there.
Alright guys, just a last call there for raffle tickets as well. Where is it? This is the last call. You want to take the mic?
We'll go back a
Is
bit.
there another announcement to be made? I'm not too sure. We'll see. Is there another announcement to be made?
Mm-hmm.
You want to take the mic?
What's Fudge doing?
What's
One big
Fudge
thing
doing?
about cannabis is I would have never met this girl and stayed with her this long without it. So Chloe Devlin, you gonna marry me or what?
Fair play. Ha ha. Fair play. Cheers.
So again for the happy couple, guys.
Oh.
It was a joke. It was a space filler.
Yes, so excellent stuff again. Congratulations, Monsieur. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your stay in Cork and had a lovely time. Again, thanks very much for choosing that day and that time, for popping that question, you know. Very nice. Really an incredible addition today, John. Just a real cherry on top, you know. Yeah, I see the Casa das Dragas, what's going on, man? He says the Gardaí confiscated the plant last year. This is huge progress in only 12 months. Incredible progress, yeah. I couldn't believe the fact that I was standing there with two guards in Cork City just having a chat while there was about I could see at least 4 joints being sparked up, was proper being smoked. Like you could smell the weed straight up, no denying it. And there was one person about maybe 10 foot away that was rolling a joint, quite in plain view of the guards. And the plant then was there. It was front and centre of the 2 tents, and the guards seen that as well. They didn't do anything. They were quite happy. They only warned me that, look, just make sure that we don't come back and this field is full of 500 or 600 people, because we'll have to shut you down. Keep it at under 200 if at all possible. And I was like, yeah, look, we're going to be counting how many people are here. We're going to be watching people coming and going as well to make sure that we're under that number. Social distancing was maintained throughout the entire day. People were spread out in their own little groups, you know, each group kind of spread themselves apart, and it was lovely. It was a great day, great atmosphere, great vibes. As it rained down on the rest of the country, well, the ganja gods graced us with sunshine for the day. Yes, they did. They gave us lovely sunshine. It was a bit breezy, a few periods of cloudiness, but the rain just avoided us. About maybe an hour after we were ended, so about 7 o'clock, the clouds came in, the heavens started opening up, and we were just like, yes, couldn't have asked for better. It was such an epic just day. Oh, it was brilliant, all around positive. So yeah, huge progress from last year. Geez, last year, like the last year's of stuff, it was ridiculous. I'll pop it up there for a second. It's fairly funny, like, you know, what went on last year. Where is the video now? 1 second, guys, and I'll get this up for you. It's worth getting it up, you know, just to relive it again for a second, you know, to go through the trauma of it all. Oh, yes. So this was last year. So you're all probably well aware of this video. And then the cops rolling on into the field, like everybody running. We had a little bit less than what was there at this point last year, but the age of the crowd this year was, I would definitely say, an average of 30. I would definitely say that was the average age of the crowd this year. It was about 30. We definitely had some groups of people there around like in their 18s, 19s, 20. I don't think we would have had any under 18s down there. At least there was nobody that glaringly standing out and saying, oh geez, that person's like 14, 15, 16, like, oh no, this is not good. No, definitely we had a very mature crowd down there. A lot of people 40 plus, 50 plus. So again, just helping get that average to about average age 30, I would say. Maybe 30, like early 30s. You know, I would definitely say like maybe that was a good age to have. Nice spread. But you see here, like the guards coming down, wasting all their resources. There was 7 vans. Look at how many guards there was there. There was about 20 guards. You see them like that. There was a big, huge cannabis plant down there at the end of the field. But yesterday or Saturday, 2 guards came down and it solved all of this. 2 guards came down. They just had a chat. They were like, look, just maintain the old health and safety and all of that stuff. Make sure that you don't have way too many people there. And again, even on that day, there was a nice spread between the groups and all of that. There wasn't too many people there at all. We had a good spread of people. The boys coming down taking the speaker, and they're kind of like, there's a cannabis plant here as well. What will we do with this? Will we take it? Like, look, the guards weren't even interested in the plant. That was so interesting as well. They were just kind of like taking the speaker and the microphone before they were grabbing the cannabis plant. But in fairness to these cops as well, they didn't search anybody. You know, they left everybody go away. There was still people around there with cannabis, you know, and they didn't interfere with many people at all. They just got us to leave. That's all they wanted. But big turnaround to this year. I didn't get this guy. This guy would have been a nice guy to meet this year if he came down maybe Saturday. I wonder would we've got the same respect. But yeah, big change. Thank God we didn't have this. Thank God. Well, no, we skip up a little bit to the cannabis plant being brought out. Where was the plant? I think the plant gets brought by here in a few seconds, does it? Oh yeah, there's the plant at the end. There's myself picking up the old rubbish. We didn't have the tidy buds back then, but we still made sure we picked up cleaned up after ourselves. There it is. There it is. There's Casa. What's going on, Casa de Drogas? Oh yes, we put this on.
If you just stay there, please.
Oh, no problem. What's your own name?
Why?
Why?
You're just recording me, so I'm asking you.
No, I wasn't recording you. I was recording the plant.
Oh, the plant.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Are you photographers, is it?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Okay. Journalism?
Oh.
Here for some sort of event?
We're just here walking in the park.
Oh, but you know what the event is, do you?
Then.
Oh, okay, alright. No problem. If you wouldn't mind moving along so we
No,
can
no,
start
yeah,
with the
yeah.
event. Thanks very much. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Deegan Media. Deegan Media. Yeah, so that was what went on there last year. That was the final confrontation there of the video with Deegan Media. Keeping it nice and cool with the cop. Handled it really well too. Love that, man. I love that ending there of that video. I forgot it actually. I haven't watched that one in a little while. That's my first time watching that now in a bit. Feck, like 12 months ago. Imagine that. Big turnaround, alright. But definitely big turnaround. DB Woodcraft saying, who won the carving? It was Ollie of Ollie's Oil. So Ollie's Oil is over there on Instagram, I believe, still. So our Oils of Ollie. I think that's the Instagram name. But he was the lucky winner of the cannabis leaf carving. Yes, nice prize to be of one. Bagwan's son said, would have if Martin didn't mix up the tickets. Bagwan, sorry bro, that I told you, man, you should have got over. You mistimed when you were buying your ticket, dude. I didn't mix it up. You mistimed when you bought it. Can't be putting that on me. Culchi, what's going on? Culchi 420, make Ireland green, Gorilla Grow the way to go. Nice. Yeah, Gorilla Go outdoors if you got the space, but it's a bit too late now to be putting them outdoors. So get down to your local indoor garden and supply store. Pick yourself up a lovely little tent, a nice little LED light, you know, or maybe a small little 250 watt HPS and metal halide, and grow yourself the most killer buds that you can. And be, you know, thankful that you're engaging in not only a civil disobedience protest, but you're engaging in the supporting the disempowerment of the organised crime gangs by not buying your cannabis out there on the streets or from unknown sources. Podge, what's going on, Podge? It's a lovely piece of skill. That's for DB, nice one. Oh yeah, DB seen it as well. Good man, Ollie's Oil for winning. Yeah, sorry guys, I was just looking back at some of your earlier comments that there were way older comments. F the shits. Story Martin, what do you think more people can do to bring more light on the legalisation of cannabis? F the shades. The best thing you can do, man, is grow your own cannabis, form your little clubs and collectives, and engage in little movements of civil disobedience. You know, keep it quiet, but try not too quiet that you're just such a closed off circle. Get to trust more people in your community and encourage more people to do it then as well. A little cannabis club between 2 or 3 friends, you could produce a nice little bit of cannabis there that you could be supporting 12 or 15 of you. Again, keep it not for profit where there's no money involved, but you will be able to generate a little kitty between you where you might be able to rent out halls, hold events, you know, protests and stuff like this, these peaceful gatherings of consumers of cannabis. That's just one way of going forward. It's been shown now that the Gardaí will respect our right to peacefully gather and protest the prohibition of cannabis with the consumption of cannabis. So I think that's something for us now as campaigners to, you know, just acknowledge and use going forward in this campaign to see cannabis legalised in Ireland. Protest once a year does nothing. Weekly gatherings of people just meeting up, smoking cannabis openly, public about it. Now that's a nice campaign to be getting involved in. But yeah, I can see why not everybody can get involved in that. But still, guys, it's up to us. We have to get out of the cannabis closet now. We can't be ashamed of our consumption of cannabis. No matter how big or small our consumption is, we need to get out of the closet about it and support this. It's ever more than ever needed now. Jesus, twice now in that show and after getting tangled up in that one. But yeah, we really need your support now. So get out of the closet about your use and stand up loud and proud. Form your little collectives, form your little groups. I'm going to be chatting later on with Russell, and we have some plans there of putting in a submission to the city council in order to establish a cannabis club here in Cork City. So finally, I'm getting together with some other people. I believe I'll have the other users of the Cork Cannabis Club handle there as well, supporting us on this one. So we look forward to that. So who else is out there? Russell, I thought you'd rig it for young Jamie. Sorry, bro. No, sorry. Dahi, what's going on there? Dahi says, this is interesting. Cast into my TV. It was inevitable they'd show up. Nice one, Dahi, on the big screen there, am I? Happy days, bud. We had a good old showing down there on Saturday anyway, Dahi, so it was a great day. And if you're below Kerry at all in 2 weeks' time, we have the Kerry one. I'll pop it up on screen one last time there. So the Kerry Cannabis Club, 2 o'clock, 21st of August. If you can scratch that one into your calendar, guys, get it on in there. So in other news, guys, today, before I have to go, my class will be starting there in the next few minutes. A man who left cannabis plants outside the Taoiseach's office vows to continue campaign until the drug is legalised. I like this guy. Who is this guy? I wish I could meet him. But yeah, this is a campaign being led by a campaigner here in Ireland, and I think you might be familiar to some of you out there. Just going to pop him up on screen here, get that article up there for you to see it. But yes, a man who left cannabis plants outside the Taoiseach's office vows to continue the campaign until the plant is legalised. I would have preferred, but yes, there you go, you see it. It is myself, Martin Connan. But I like the quote that they threw in there, that a lot of people will use cannabis for different reasons. Some people will consume cannabis before going on a jog, like myself. Doing yoga, walking on a beach, it adds value to it. It adds value of it, it says there. And when you talk about having a cup of coffee in the morning, you kind of see it as a tool. You would never see it as a recreational drug. Cannabis is in a similar position as coffee in that it is a tool that can be used. But also I add in there that it is also there is also the potential for abuse. Educating the consumers about the use of it as well as the dangers and harms can allow people to then make their own decisions, similar to with alcohol and tobacco and coffee. These already are drugs which are regulated and allowed and can be just as abused as cannabis can. And he included the picture of the cannabis plant that I left outside of Taoiseach Micheál Martin's constituency office here in Cork. There wasn't anything came of that afterwards. The plant, I don't know what happened to the plant, where it went. Nobody sent me any more pictures, but it wasn't there when I spun. I took a spin by the next day to see if it was still there early the next day, I'll add. And no, it wasn't there. Sorry, just topping up the Ishka. But yeah, nice one there again to the journalist, Emma Minami, if that's how you pronounce your surname. But nice one there, Emma, for taking the time out and again helping to highlight this campaign of civil disobedience for cannabis legalisation in Ireland. Also giving a plug in there, the Patients for Safe Access is basically trying to bring all the patients who are suffering with a lack of access to cannabis in Ireland under the one umbrella so we can lobby the government on their behalf. So again, get onto the Patients for Safe Access, guys, if you haven't already done so. Sign up over there, and we will again, you know, if you've got a story to share with us as a medical cannabis patient out there, we will help highlight that in the national media. So get in touch with us, and we will do all that we can to help represent you. If we don't know about you, it'll be hard to get your story out there. So again, tell us your story, and we will help highlight it. So we drive on from there then, guys, and the next one up that we have here is there was a €2 million seizure of cannabis in Ireland recently. This was €2 million. It was 100 kilos of cannabis that they seized. I'm just looking for the article there now as well, so I'll pop that up on screen so you can see it. But I'd imagine many of you have already seen this. But I was interested in this. They said that it was cannabis, herbal cannabis that was seized, but what was pictured in the article kind of looks more like cannabis resin. So you can probably see that there up on screen. There was cannabis worth €2 million seized in Dublin. There was 100 kilos of suspected herbal cannabis. That looks such like that. I would have thought that was cannabis resin. But so you can imagine inside of there, like, what's that doing to the quality of the cannabis? Like, it's just compressed, like proper flattened inside of there. All of the buds just meshed into one solid block in order to help smuggle it into the country. Like, this is not what we want for the market of cannabis. Like, when I get my cannabis, I want it to go from the plant to a proper drying facility, and then into a proper curing method, where it's in a jar, being nice and taken care of, not being squashed. Like, imagine the moisture of the center of that. If there's any moisture in there, you like the potential for molds, contaminants, and all of that stuff to be grown inside of it if it wasn't properly dried by the people who produced it. Again, all it takes is a small little bit of moisture inside of there to help harbour the life of the mold and the bacteria, and then you what do? You stick that into your vaporizer or into your bong or into your joint, and next you're starting to hoot it. Where does it go? Into your lungs? Not good. Especially if you're rolling a spliff or vaporizing your weed. Maybe you're getting a bit of extra protection there with the bong, that you have the layer of water in between it, but like with a vaporizer, you're heating it and you're sucking on it, and it might not completely kill anything. I know it's definitely a problem when it comes to the aspergillus, that fungi. So if that's present in it, it causes a problem if you're vaporizing it. But also, if you're breathing it in through your joint, only the top of it is lighting. The rest of it is not lighting. So as you're drawing it in, as you're sucking the smoke from the top right down to the tip, you could also be carrying potential spores and toxins there from the mold and the bacteria that could be present. So a big danger there. Like, so I just thought that was an important thing to highlight on this, is the way in which the cannabis is packaged here. That in itself is posing a risk to the consumer of this product afterwards. And it's another reason why cannabis needs to be legalised, so that when it's being brought to the consumer, we're not being put at risk because of improper handling and storage and transport and all of this. This needs to be kept in temperature controlled environments, moisture controlled, and all of that stuff. It's nothing worse than getting moldy feckin' weed, like. But again, you look at the amount of weed that's here then as well, the amount of cannabis that's here. €2 million worth of cannabis. You slap a 21% tax on that. How much do you get? You get €420,000. Yeah, €420,000 that could have been used in the communities of Ireland to help divert the young people away from the organised crime gangs out there. Do you know, that's €2 million that wouldn't have, if we were to have legalised and regulated it, that's €2 million that wouldn't have went into the hands of maybe the Kinnin cartel, as they're the most notorious one out there anyway, but there's obviously others. But this is not what we want at all in Ireland as cannabis consumers, to be supporting this kind of an industry, this kind of treatment of cannabis. It's not good at all. So yeah, that's €2 million worth of cannabis that was seized. There was also another seizure of €12 million worth of heroin that was seized. Is that it? Yeah, there's the one. €12 million worth of heroin seized at the Rosslare port. That was how much heroin was that? Was it 100 kilos of heroin as well? 88 kilos of heroin, it's saying here, inside the hall. This is the back of a JCB, so that's how it's disclosed. But why I'm bringing this up as well is just to highlight the reason, you know, while there's a problem there with the transportation of cannabis in its own right, and what's going to happen here now because of all of this heroin getting seized is the people who are addicted to heroin out there, they're much more at risk now because when there was big seizures like this made, the purity of the drug goes down, so the risk of the overdoses out there because of contaminants within the heroin supply, you know, dirty heroin, the contaminated heroin, you know, and the risk is greater than to the consumers out there because of seizures such as this. And that's not good. So we, again, off the back of this, we could be seeing potentially avoidable overdoses in the coming weeks because of the disruption in supply. You know, maybe now because of this there'll be more people out there taking the risks with other suppliers who might be lacing their stuff with fentanyl, or you just don't know. But it's never good anyway for the end user. This was great now for the boys above in the office at the Garda headquarters and stuff, like, oh, look at us, you know, and the boys at Revenue, look at us, we're doing this, and we're making this and seizures, and we'll take our photos now, pat ourselves in the back. But we all know that John O'Driscoll himself, he said it, the head of the organised and serious crime services, he said it himself that that it's impossible to stop the drug trade, but they're just going to continue to try to disrupt it. But again, as I say, when they disrupt it, they're only putting the users, the end users, the most vulnerable people out there more at risk. So we really need to end this kind of war on drugs, this prohibition, clean up the supply line, stop this silly importation of these drugs, stop the silly empowerment of the organised crime gangs out there, and once and for all show a bit of compassion to the drug users out there, to the people who use it without problem and are functional drug users, such as myself. I consume cannabis, I consume coffee, I'm a functional drug user, I don't have a problem with it. If I do have a problem with it, then I would like non-judgmental access to services. I wouldn't like to be seen as a person who's oh, you're an illegal drug user. Like, that's so stigmatizing. No, I'm a cannabis consumer, and look, yeah, I've been abusing cannabis there for a while. I'd like to be able to go into a place and say that free from judgment if that was the case. But right now I don't feel like that's the case. Right now I feel like my biggest problem is prohibition. And here I am, I'm speaking about it. You guys out there are my therapists. Providing much needed therapy against this silly feckin' prohibition. So guys, that is it for today's 420 news. As I say, I didn't get much opportunity today to get a lot done. I was out running around, pick up stuff from Russell, and yeah, I will have much more added to Wednesday's 420 news, but I'll be back with more again, as I say, on Wednesday at 420. Much appreciated for everybody who tuned in. I see some of the comments coming in here. Just going to scroll back up. R420 Supply says, I'd like to organise something in the Midlands, hopefully in the next few months. Definitely, let's talk about that. Let's get something organised. More of these friendly public meetups. Again, public civil disobedience gatherings. Definitely. But let's talk. Claude Evelyn, what's going on? Claude says, shite all. Thanks for an amazing weekend. Just back today, sleepy Leitrim, looking at houses in Cork. Bless all. Nice to hear, Claude. You enjoyed it so much, now you're looking to move down. John Finnegan says, that mad Cork fecker in the papers again. I'm hurting, kid. Nice one, John. Nice one. Steve Jones says, how about do a link up with the Canaman and Tyler Green of I Smoke, strength in numbers, etc. Yeah, definitely. I've had a chat with Canaman. If who I'm thinking of is Conor McLeod, or is there another Canaman? At least he was doing Canaman comics. But there could be another Canaman out there. But no, I haven't. I'm not aware of Tyler Green. So send me a link there or something. I'll try to Google it there later on. I'm going to be flat out this evening, straight from the college class into the Thai boxing class. So no rest for the wicked. Skitanis, there is a festival happening this Friday. Anyone wants to join in Galway, but it's sold out now. That's not good for us, Skitanis, is it? Are we going to hop and fence, are we? Hype saying, should have seen the black shite we got from Greece one time. Oh no, man. Nothing worse, man. That ditchweed, just proper dead stuff, like, yuck. Podge 85, it's a dead weight for a cherry picker. Oh yeah, that's the back of the thing, yeah, dead weight for the cherry picker. That's what they found the heroin in. Yeah, it's just like the seizures they were making over in Australia. That's what they were using. They were using like JCBs and stuff and putting them into those dead weights at the back of it. DP, lads, anyone know if Cannabis is on next year? If it is, would be a great if a few of us got together for a trip, some wicked clubs in Barcelona. And yeah, I know about the SH1T going down over there at the moment. Yeah, it's a balls what's going on over there at the moment. Apparently, word in the street is some of the clubs now are closed up to new members, and that there is maybe authorities kind of going around, and there's not so much consumption going on at the premises anymore or something. I don't know. I maybe for some of them it's just business as usual, and the authorities are holding back. But I have heard, all right, that there is a few of them over there now not taking on new members. So that's what I'm hearing anyway from Spain. Chloe, it's Chloe and Monsieur, my bat's dead. Oh, Chloe, yes, Chloe. I couldn't remember your name, Chloe. I can remember Monsieur. But congratulations again to yourself and your lovely fiance. Yes, well done, Chloe. And a nice catch there for both of you. A very nice couple. It's been a pleasure both times I've gotten to meet you. You're both always carrying smiles. I don't know, is that because of the festivities we be engaged in when I've met you, but yeah, certainly a happy couple, and wish you many, many happy years together, and I look forward to the wedding. It's going to be a smoky one. Roland Killarney, yes, much love to you too as well, Chloe and Monsieur, guys. Roland Killarney, yes. Mark out there as well, another great show. Thank you, well done to all, class event and much respect. Thanks for that, Mark, and thanks again to everybody who came down and made it possible, guys. To all the people who sponsored prizes. We have DB Woodcraft, R420 Supplies, Irish Hemp Harvest, Deep Root Gardening, Cork Herbal Products. We had the GB, I was out there as well, Greenbeard from the High and Homegrown podcast. We also had Cork Chronic, shout out to Cork Chronic there as well over on the Instagram, came down and gave us some skins as prizes as well. So yeah, great support. Then the entertainers on the day, again, as I said, Andy Wilson, I believe that's his surname anyway, Andy Wilson over there on Twitter. Give him a follow if you're on Twitter. And we had Rasputin Boots as well there over on Instagram if you want to give him a follow. Don't know if they are on Twitter and Facebook as well, but give them a follow on Instagram anyway. I know they are over there. Great entertainment there, amazing live music on the day. And thanks also to the speakers who came down on Saturday, Pamela Barnes, Russell, if you're out there, legend as well, and much appreciated, Russell, for your contribution. And to Kenny Tynan, the Executive Director of Patients for Safe Access, and also High King of Ireland. Yes, nice one, Kenny. Kenny gave us an amazing contribution there on the day. Gets a bit nervous there, I believe, maybe around the public speaking. He had to take a seat. I believe he felt just a bit shaky-legged there. He gave me a bit of a fright as well. I was like, shit, hopefully the dude doesn't pass out on me or something. I know I can get a bit lightheaded at times as well, but no, he spoke like a pro, gave an amazing contribution there on the day. So it was amazing to hear Kenny give his speech there, tell us all about his journey, how cannabis has affected him from getting a life-ending diagnosis, a fatal diagnosis to his condition. Back in 2016, he was told he had 2 years to live, and yet 5 years later, much thanks to cannabis, Kenny says, he's here with us, able to participate in these protests and to support the many other patients out there who can benefit from medical cannabis. So yeah, an amazing contribution there on the day as well from Kenny Tynan of the Patients for Safe Access. Right, I'm going to bounce on out because I'm 17 minutes for the college lecture there, but I'm sure they'll maybe understand. Have a nice evening, guys. Stay blazed out there and keep her lit. Much love to everybody, and I'll see you back here Wednesday again at that amazing time of 4:20, guys. So stay blazed, guys. Keep her lit. Peace.